Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be our Algebra 2, Algebra Essentials, Lesson 2, Homework Review, Part 2. Last part, we did a lot of linear equations in solving, and we talked about the idea of inconsistent, consistent, and identities. And so here we're now doing word problems, which I think a lot of us, have trouble with. I think a lot of this is a matter of what they mean by certain things. And so we'll break down questions. Questions 2 and question 3 are tied together. So Laura's thinking of a number such that the sum of the number and 5 times 2 more than number is 26 more than 4 times the number. Wow. That is a lot of words here. So thinking of a number, first off, we're going to create a let statement, and the let statement allows us to organize things. So let n equal to the number. Okay, so that's the idea of creating a variable. And so now let's take a look. So underline carefully, Laura's thinking of a number such that the sum of the number, so that means we're going to take the number and add it to 5 times 2 more than the number. Now this word is kind of a breakpoint for equal sign. So in this case, the sum of the number and 5 times 2 more than the number. So 5 times 2 more than the number. So in this situation, 5 times, oops, I used the wrong pen here, so erase this here. Okay. So 5 times 2 more than a number. So 2 more than means adding. Okay. So 5 times 2 more than number. The idea is that when you say 5 times 2 more number, doesn't mean 5 times number and 2. It means that you're taking 2 more than the number and multiplying by 5. So that's the idea. So 5 times 2 more number is, which means equals, okay, 26 more than 4 times the number. So here, when it says 26 more than 4 times the number, we're going to take 4 times the number first, then add 26. So now it's like, wait, how come for the first part it was 5 parentheses n plus 2? Well, it talks about 5 times something. What something is that? So that something would be, in this case, 5 times 2 more than the number. So that's the idea. You're taking 5 times of something, and that something is 2 more than number, which is n plus 2. Now, for the second part, 26 more than 4 times the number, it means we can add 26 to 4 times the number. And so that means 4n plus 26. All right, so here we go. Let's now solve this by distributing. And so we're going to distribute here the 5 with the n and the 2. So now we get n plus 5n plus 10 is equal to 4n plus 26. Which when we combine like terms together, it becomes 6n plus 10 equals 4n plus 26. Subtracting the smaller of the two variables, 4n, and we're going to get 2n plus 10 equals 26. Subtracting 10 from both sides, we're going to get, what's up here? 2n is equal to 16. Divide both sides by 2, n equals 8. And so therefore the number will be 8. Now, just to make sure, so Laura's taking a number that's the sum of the number, and then 5 times 2 more than number, so 8 plus 2. Will that equal to 26 plus 4 times 8? That's the question. And so here we would have 8 plus 5 times 10. That would give us a value of 58 on the left side. On the right side, we have 26 plus 32. That would give us 58, and so that works out just fine. So we find in this case the answer is 8. True, but the more important part is going to be being able to come up with the equation more than anything else. So we have to kind of break this down slowly. Now, continuing with question number 3. As if number 2 wasn't confused enough, Laura is now trying to come up with a number where 3 less than 8 times the number. Okay, we'll break that is. Again, that is means equals. Okay, so is and they're equal, so is equal. So here 3 less than 8 times the number. Well, the key thing in this case is when we do word problems. Okay, a lot of times everything is exactly the way you see it, except for 3 situations. When we see the words more than, less than, and subtracted from. You know what? I'm gonna make a new page for this. Okay, so you can see this. My handwriting's terrible. So three phrases, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and in these phrases, make sure the font is not too big. So here we go. All right, so the 3 phrases are going to be more than, less than, subtracted from. Now, not subtracted by. Very, very different. Subtracted from. When we see these phrases, we have to, in a word problem, switch the order. Now, I would say in this case, you know, for more than, it's not so much, but for less than, subtracted from, it is pretty darn important. Okay, so when we see, for example, we see the words 5. Oh, why is it? Oh, here we go. 5 less than a number can be reinterpreted as, if the number is n, we call it n minus 5. Because you're taking 5 less than a number would be starting with that number, going 5 less. Okay, so this is the example we have here. Now to go back to our problem. I'm going to erase some of this stuff here to make some room. So we see here, we have the phrase, oops, less than. 3 less than 8 times the number. Okay, so that would mean we would have, well, first off, let n equal to the number. Now you can use x if you want to, that's fine. So then n equal the number. And so 3 less than 8 times the number would be 8n minus 3 is equal to, now let's read the rest of this, to half of 16 times the number after it was increased by 1. Okay, is equal to half of 16 times the number after it was increased by 1. So we're going to take half of this much. So when we read this, half of 16 times the number after it was increased by 1. So half of what? 16 times the number after increased by 1. So that would mean 16 times n after it's increased by 1. I want half of that. Okay? Does that make sense? So we're taking half of something. That something is 16 times the number after it was increased by 1. So that's the idea here. So we'd have 8n minus 3 is equal to, now half of 16 is going to be 8n. Plus, well, 1 times a half is 1/2. She can't seem to find a number that works. Well, there's a reason why. Poor Laura has now, if we subtract 8n on both sides, created what is called an inconsistent equation. Because there's no way when we try to solve for n, we get -3 equals to 1/2. Okay? And so our reasoning is, why did Laura make an error here? Laura cannot find an answer, a solution, because there is none. This is an inconsistent equation. Okay, there's no solutions that work out. Okay, there were no solution that works out here. All right, so that's why Laura can't figure out how to do this. No, it's not because Laura, doesn't know what she's doing. She's made an equation that cannot be solved. There is no possible solution. Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's try the next one. When finding the intersection of two lines from both Algebra 1 and Geometry, you first set the linear equations equal to each other. Find the intersection point of the two lines whose equations are shown below. Be sure to find both x and y. Okay, so we're going to solve this algebraically. Okay, and so in algebraically, we want to set the equations equal to each other because in this case, since both equations are equal to y, we will set them equal to each other. Now, what does that mean? Well, they're both equal to y. That means, in this case, that if y equals 5x plus 1 and y equals 2x minus 11, I can substitute for them, ladies and gentlemen, substitution property. And so, therefore, we have 5x plus 1 equal to 2x minus 11. And so here, we're going to subtract 2x on both sides. All right, and we get 3x plus 1 is equal to negative 11. We're going to subtract 1 on both sides. We're going to get, in this case, 3x equals negative 12. And divide both sides by 3. Therefore, the x value is going to be negative 4. Now, what we want to do now is solve by plugging in to find the value of y. And we choose either one, so I'm going to choose, in this case, y equals 5x plus 1. Here, y equals 5 times negative 4 plus 1. We get y is equal to negative 20 plus 1, or y equals negative 19. Now, just to make sure, I'm going to use the other equation as well. So y equals 2x minus 11, y equals 2 times negative 4 minus 11, y equals negative 8 minus 11, y equals negative 19. So they both work out to the same value. Therefore, our coordinates in this case, our solution would be x is negative 4 and y equals negative 19. This is our solution. Okay, so x equals negative 4 and y equals negative 19. All right. So here we use the idea of substitution. Other methods we use for solving system equations, we could use graphically and find the point intersection, or we can actually use cancellation method, and that works fine as well too. Okay, I mean if we want to, we can have canceling. Let me erase some of this, make sure to show you. Hopefully you recorded this already. Go back and rewind this. That's a great thing about video. We can set this up to do the following. Y equals 5x plus 1, and then we have y equals 2x minus 11. If we subtract the two equations, which I like to just now change the signs of everything by make addition, makes minus, minus, and plus, we would find that the y's cancel out to 0. You would get 5 minus 2 is 3x, and then of course 1 plus 11 is 12. Subtracting 12 on both sides, we will get negative 12 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3, x is still equal to negative 4. So this works as well. So whether you want to use cancellation or substitution for solving this, it will be fine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you a full page. Take a look at this. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, at this point, this will end part 2 of our homework review, and so hope you guys found this helpful. Please leave questions and comments in the comment section below. Feedback, would love to hear from you guys. Okay, if you found it helpful, please leave this video a like, would really help us out, as well as, making sure to subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. So turn on notifications to find out when new videos are added, especially this summertime when we're going over these lessons, not during class, of course, if you're watching this during summertime, though. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video on the last question here for home review number 2. Take care and be safe.